Hi, I'm Phil.
Hi, I'm Bindy.
So we're back again today to talk and answer this question. Which are better, hard or soft orthotics? Now, we get asked that a lot as podiatrists, but the people that get asked this the most are our guys at the front desk, because they have people ringing us all the time saying, I've got orthotics, I've got hard ones, soft ones, which is better? So we thought we'd help them by creating this video to help answer the question. So Bindy, is there a simple answer to which are better, hard or soft?
No, there's not really. I mean, it just depends on the person and the problem, really. The lifestyle, what they need it for. So we usually go for the harder ones. I always find they're better just because they're a lot more durable. So these are polyplastic, and then we've got these new cool 3D printed ones, which are much slimmer and easier to get into footwear. But having this material means that there's not a lot of give, so they'll last a lot longer. We can always cover them with something softer like this, as long as we've got room in the shoe. So that's what will give the patient some comfort on top of the shell, but it will stop the collapse of the shell and losing its shape.
Absolutely. And that is the benefit of a harder material.
Yeah, so the softer one, as you can see, it's a lot more pliable, and they can only last maybe 6 months or a year before they start sort of losing their shape and going all soft.
They start to compress down, and the most important question isn't whether you need hard or soft orthotics. To me, what I need to find out when I see a patient who needs orthotics to correct an injury is what is going on and what's causing your pain. That'll tell us whether we need to use hard or soft. Just as an analogy, it's sort of like saying what's better, hard suspension or soft suspension on a car. And there's some cars where you want it to be hard, for like a racing car, and there's other times where you want it to be soft, like a four-wheel drive, so you can travel a long way. And I mean, that's an example of there is not one size fits all.
I've often made soft ones for patients that may have, say, arthritis, some severe arthritis. It makes it a lot more comfortable for them. But then I've also tried the 3D shell and just put a real thick cushioning over the top, and that's worked just as well. And if anything, it's lasted them a lot longer. Yeah.
So that's an important thing to think of as well, is not just how soft it is, but how long it will last. Because a softer material, as Bindy's saying, will compress. We'll find, like for a 3D milled EVA material, so I'll do this nice and close to the camera. You can see here, to compress this, it's quite easy to squish it, and that'll be nice and comfortable. But the material here, if we give that a bend, see how that's very, very flexible. Now when that's on the footbed of a shoe and your foot is on that, that'll have some give. But the concern is give this 12 months, you look at it and you'll see it's compressed down a lot, and it won't be giving your foot sort of the support it likes. Compare that to either a 3D printed polymer or a heat molded polypropylene. They're a lot more firm, but you got to realize, if this is fitting your foot perfectly, as a custom made orthotic does, it feels super comfy, but it has a lot more rigidity. So that can still move. You can see there's still some flexibility to that.
And we choose the thickness of the shell according to the patient as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is something for a larger person, heavier person, maybe in a work boot.
Versus this is much lighter. This would be something we put in a pair of joggers. So this would be for someone who's going and do 10K runs, does some CrossFit or F45 or whatever. So orthotics aren't just a one size fits all, one material. We have to consider what you're doing in them, what your foot is doing, what footwear you're using it for, and that's how we come to a decision. So it's not a simple question.
No, it's just all down to the person, the problem, what you need them for.
That's why they're a custom orthotic, because they're actually made exactly for what you need. Our priorities when it comes to using orthotics is, will it work for you? Will it last a long time? Because it's not good to only have orthotics that last 6 months or 12 months, because they cost a lot to do.
Yeah, and we look at not only fixing the problem, but we want to prevent it from happening again. So we do need something to keep you going, to keep you moving.
Yeah. So we want to hear about it. If you have orthotics, if you're thinking about it, let us know if you've got any questions about it, particularly if you've got persistent foot pain that hasn't been helped by whatever you've already tried. That's the sort of thing we can help with. That's what we do all day long, is people come in with sore feet,
Yeah.
they tell us what's wrong,
Yeah.
we fix it, and they leave, and they get back to life normal again. So, one other thing I want to talk about as well is custom orthotics are great. We use them mostly for adults because adults, they're not going to grow anymore. Their foot size is their foot size, so we can get something that will last for 2, 3, 4, 5 years even. But we do have other options as well. So these are more of a prefabricated option. So this is a heat moldable milled orthotic that's very flexible, like an EVA custom orthotic, but it's much cheaper. So we use these a lot for kids. Anyone under 10 years of age will get some form of a prefab orthotic in our clinics. Because
And if someone's on a budget and they want to see how they go and have something for say 6 months to see how they go whilst they're saving for more custom devices, or to get them through something short term, we can fit these in straight away on the day. Whereas the custom ones, we just have to get the measurements, and it can take up to sort of 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
But we'll always do something in the meantime to help you.
And it's never just on its own. If you come to see us, it'll be part of your treatment plan. So we don't just give out orthotics to everyone that comes in the door. It's working out what's wrong and working out the best management plan for you. And if you've watched any of our videos, you realise we do all sorts of strange things to help with heaps of different injuries that we see. So, okay, well, thanks for watching. It's nearly 7 minutes long, so if you're still watching, you must really be interested in this topic. But thanks for watching. We'll talk again another day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.